Now, as you already set up your Facebook group for business and everything is ready to take people in, you want to optimize that group a little bit more to make sure that you are ready for those guests and you can help handle them with the best efficiency for your business and for their time. Okay, so here's 5 extra pro tips that you would want to follow to make sure that you have everything in order. Okay, let's go and implement these 5 steps right away. I'll be showing you how I do it, so you will know exactly where to go and where to click to set up your group properly. Okay, before I dive into the 5 steps, here are just few things to remember and to consider. Have a clear goal in mind. When you're creating this group, this is not just a Facebook group. This is not just any group, any social group that people come and share whatever. This group has a very clear, specific agenda for you. That agenda is to nurture your leads and potentially convert them into paying clients. Okay, now that will happen if you will give them a clear path why they would even want to join this group in the first place. Okay, second of all, you definitely want this group to be a very valuable thing for all the people who are coming in, who are interested in the topic, because that's a very good way to build your trust and build the relationship with all these potential clients. Okay, now second thing, remember, less is more. Why? It's very simple. We are overwhelmed with the content. Now in the era of ChatGPT, there is too much content out there and people are easily getting overwhelmed. So what you want to do is make sure that your content is laser focused and customized for people who are looking exactly for this one thing that you want to help them with. Okay, and don't try to limit all the other topics, all the additional things to the minimum, right? And just zoom in on this one thing that you're doing in this group. That will help you lead your clients, your leads, your prospects into your offer. Okay, now finally, last but not least, it's just one piece of the puzzle. This Facebook community, this group, is just one element of your Facebook funnel or marketing funnel in general. Okay, so do make sure that other pieces of your funnel are in place as well, and you have at least a good idea of where you're taking these people to afterwards, because otherwise you just want to be clear and you won't cut through the noise of social media. Okay, so you do want to have a very good game plan for yourself and for your potential clients. Okay, so they know exactly what they're signing in for and what to expect from you later on. Okay, now with these 3 things being said, 5 extra steps that you need to do in order to make your group ready. Number 1, change the group settings. So there's a couple different things that we'll be changing, and I'm going to go straight ahead to Facebook settings and show you how I'm doing it. We're going to be changing the URL of your group, adding guides to your group, adding members approval, or changing actually members approval, and adding some apps that might be useful later. Okay, so if I go to my Facebook group, this is my starting screen for the Facebook group, and on the left side you will see group settings. If I scroll a little bit lower, group settings right here, I click on this. Okay, so number 1, I mentioned what we're going to be changing is web address. If I click on this right now, your web address is sort of like weird because it's just facebook.com groups and then some weird number. What you want to have over here is your customized name. So 40 Fit Fasters. Okay, 40 Fit Fasters. That's the name of my group. Save it. By the way, you can change it all the way until your group is below 5,000 members. Okay, so don't worry. You're still going to have a lot of time to change it in case you will decide that you want a different name. Okay, now next thing. Who can join the group? You want to stick to the profiles for now, so you don't have too many networkers who will try to put their own products on your and promote them on your group. Now, who can approve members' requests? Now, this one you want to change just admins and moderators, because you do want to welcome every single person who's coming into the group and take them through the onboarding process. Okay, we're gonna add guides. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here. We're going to add guides to the group. So these are all these different icons over here. I need to click this add new button, and what we want to do is add this one right here, learning guides. Okay, click on this. This is going to be a very important element inside your Facebook business group. Okay, now going back to group settings, the last thing that I need to do is add apps. Okay, so I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom. And here you're going to have these apps. Okay, I click on this pencil here and add apps. Now I will be able to type in all the names of the apps that I might be using in collaboration with this group. So definitely what I'm using is a Zoom, because I will be running live events on Zoom. So I want to click in Zoom in this search bar on the left side, and that's where I can do add Zoom. Okay, so I will be able to stream my stuff from Zoom to my group. That's a one thing on the screen. So my Zoom is connected. You might connect stuff like StreamYard, like Be Connected, or whatever other software that you're using for streaming or for sharing content on Facebook. Okay, so that is point number one. Now, second point in our framework of optimizing our group for business is membership questions. Now, these are very, very important because this is a part of your funnel. This is a part of you sifting through the crowd and making sure that you have the right kind of people in your group. So what this sifting question will do, it will help you start the conversation and lead people in the right direction. And these questions, there will be 3 of them, okay? So you'll be following this protocol: ground point, purpose, and step. That's your GPS for you and for people who are joining. So what's the ground point? Ground point is, what is their current status? They're answering, what's the current status in regards to your topic, to the focused thing in this group. Okay, so don't ask them about something that's not relevant. Ask them about something that you want to help them with, okay? Where are they at the moment? Purpose, that's what is motivating them to take action in regards to this topic as well. So what are their goals in this area of life? Okay, and then finally, step 3, this is optional, but optional not for you, optional for them to answer this question. This is a CTA, call to action, where you're asking them for an email in exchange for a lead magnet or a promise, some kind of value that you will provide in the future. If you don't have your lead magnet yet, then just give them a promise that you will contact them with all the updates and all the future value that will be posted in this group. Okay, so we're going to our Facebook one more time, and I will show you where you will be putting these member questions. Okay, so on the left side again, membership questions you see over here. I click on that. Now, if the group is new, nothing is going to show up over here, so you're going to add your first question. Okay, this is how this screen is going to look like. You're going to be able to put your question here and then choose one of the 3 options for people to answer. So usually what we want to do is we want to give them a checkbox option, because that really puts them in the bucket, right? It puts them in the certain category that allows you to sort of like optimize your answers, maybe even automate the answers to this specific people, right? You can have a different answer for a person who is in a bucket 1 and a different for a person who is in the bucket 2 and 3 and so on and so forth. I recommend not to do more than 3 buckets, because then it becomes a little bit complicated for people to answer and then for you to follow up. So this is the question number 1. Have you ever tried fasting before? Okay, that's my ground question. Okay, and I'm going to put it over here. And now I already clicked checkbox, so I'm going to create 3 buckets, right? That will allow me to classify my leads. No, I never tried, but I am ready to start my journey, for example. Okay, that's going to be my bucket 1. Bucket 2, yes, I tried, but challenging. Need more info, for example. Okay, by the way, you can always change these questions and these answers anytime. Okay, and then finally 3, yes, I am furious faster, for example. Okay, maybe I'm going to put it with a capital letters. Furious faster, and I would like to connect with minded people. Okay, for example. Okay, so I have 3 buckets, and my answer to any of these 3 will be a little bit different. My follow-up sequence, okay, my onboarding process will be a little bit different. Okay, that's the question number 1. Question number 2 is the purpose, the question about the goal. So this is what I want to ask them for that. Okay, I will ask, why do you want to learn more about fasting and fitness? Okay, what are the goals? Okay, and again, this question itself might be a little bit vague, but it's more important what I will put in my bucket. So again, I want to classify my leads. All right, so for example, I need to lose weight and through fasting. Okay, that could be my 1 option, my 2 option. I want to increase my energy levels. Step up with my fitness. Okay, and then finally, I want to live 100 years and in a good health. Okay, so now the final question is the question 3. Okay, so this is the question with an optional answer. Okay, and this is the only one where we will ask them to do a written answer, because all they have to do is just give their email. Once people will start joining these your group, you will see their answer in the pending approval right here. Okay, so if I go to pending approval right now, there is nobody trying to enter my group, so you don't see anything. But as soon as I have a person, then this list is going to be populated, and you'll be able to collect this information, answers to these 3 groups, put it in your CRM, wherever you're going to be keeping it. It could be just a Google Sheet, for example, and then follow up with them. Okay, we'll talk a little bit more about these follow-up sequences later on. Step 3, guides of your group. Now, this is going to be very important because this is where your value is, or the value content of this group will be nicely organized. And when you're going to have your walkthroughs and guides and step-by-step instructions and all the other things that you promised your people. So when you first join your group, you already noticed that there were no guides, but now we added it. So you're going to see this in this tab on top over here. If I go to guides, right now they're going to be empty, but I can start my guide. And for example, as my guide, I will do a guide 1, step-by-step guides for your fasting protocols. Okay, and I can give a description. In this guide, you will find information how to choose the right. In this guide, how to choose the right fasting protocol for you. Okay. Save, and you will see how such a guide looks like. There you go, we got it. That's the first one. And then as I'm creating more and more posts, right, I will be able to add those posts here later on. Again, maybe later we can share a little bit more information how to add stuff to your guides in a way that will be easy for people to follow up. You can also create quizzes towards your guide. So for example, for this guide, quiz would be a very cool way to start because I can ask a series of questions, and then based on the answers that people gave me, I can actually give them their protocol, because there will be a couple different ways how you can fast depending on your level of experience or your goals, right? So for example, that would be it, right? I do the quiz, plus I give the protocols over here. I can add new guides right here, clicking the button on the left side, the blue button, new guide, add as many guides as I need. My suggestion is not to overwhelm people with too many guides. Maybe 3 at the beginning is all you need. As the community will be growing, you might need to add a little bit more. But again, I wouldn't suggest to add too many because, as I mentioned at the beginning, less is more, okay? So you can add your three guides will be the most valuable content that you have inside your group. And other than that, you can also add more stuff over here in different tabs. You can also create topics, be sort of like hashtags inside your group that will be leading people to posts that are talking about specific thing. Social proof, or you can have some stories, or you can have people reporting on their progress, all these kind of things. Going back to the next part, group rules. Okay, now group rules, if I go back to my Facebook, you will see another bookmark over here on the left side, group rules. You can get started over here, and you can either choose some of the rules that Facebook is recommending or create your own. Now, I would definitely suggest to create your own one. And again, do not exaggerate with these rules because, you know, people don't really like too many rules. So just put there what you think is very important. Now, I'm going to go back for a second to show you one more time my welcome post, because in my welcome post, in the what to expect, I actually listed down, this was my example right here. I actually listed down 3 essential agreements, I'm calling them, because I like to actually agree with people, with the first members of the group. What do they expect? What do they want out of this group? And then we can call it an agreement instead of the rule, right? So we could possibly just copy paste my rules from here, okay? This could be my rule number 1. And then I can give it a little bit more of a description, okay? What it says over here. Oh, it might be a little bit too long. Or yeah, they didn't like the emoji. Okay, so this is my title, and I can give a little bit more of a description if I have to, but don't really need to if you don't want to. Okay, that will be my rule number 1, right? And I can create a rule number 2, so I can go and copy my second thing over here, right? So I have these 2, and then I can add another one. Probably also not going to be give as much as you want to get. Okay, so this could be my title, all right, and then for instance, in my description, I can add this, for example. Okay, so that's how it will look like if you have this, right? All of them are editable. You can also change the order of them. You can add more, but again, 3 is a good number. As Tony Robbins say, people recognize 1, 2, 3, many. Okay, so 3 good rules. You can give some extra description for that rule to make sure that you're covering all the important bits. Okay, now, having that in mind, again, do remember that these rules are not really for you. The rules are for people, and they should agree to them because you want to serve them. And these rules should save their time, protect them, and at the same time, allow them to do what they really want to do. Okay, so have that in mind. Okay, this is for them and not for you. Now, finally, we are getting to the point number 5. And as last time, I'm going to leave this point 5 for the second video because that will be a little bit longer one, as we need to go through couple stages up here. This welcome sequence. Okay, now with that being said, please do come back for the next video where I will share exactly how such a sequence might look like. Take care and see you next time.